Did I just hear heavy sniper ammo was being fired, Peters?
Multiple directions on the hills. You know, Barrett busted out a sniper.
Barrett don't fuck about.
The scene we went in, we found injured people and got told about it.
So they potentially were shooting people with it, though?
They picked up their stuff in Polito and they'll take it to the Buccaneer Way docks. At Buccaneer Way docks, they were ambushed and then their truck was broken into and all the shit inside stolen.
Oh, scene, okay.
I don't know, I'm thinking that we somehow get these into the hands of PD.
This incident was, we saw the individuals leaving because we didn't have an idea of the scene. We went in, we found injured people and got told about it.
So they potentially were shooting people with it, though, right?
Yes.
Like locals or actual citizens?
Actual people.
Oh my god.
Like, we, looking in the evidence, looking in VR and that to have a look, you can actually look at the trajectory of the sniper and it's right where there was
I knew of one wasn't at them, though.
severely injured.
Fucking hell. This is for 50 cal rifle, if I remember rightly, isn't it?
Yep.
Fuck me, you shoot that shit next to the floor, blow your fucking foot off. Do you know what I mean?
Yep. I mean,
oh my god, this is changes everything.
I'm sure,
you know.
I'm concerned. Like, there's going to be some members of high command like, oh well, this is just, you know, one off. Like, no, like with the thing with Peters and then this Squid Game event and then now this, like, it's becoming more and more frequent. But like, it's getting out of hand, and we need to prepare ourselves properly and take matters seriously. So I don't know, like I said, I've been trying to catch Barrett and Dark for like the past like 3 days and I still haven't been able to. So I woke up early and they weren't around. So I need to talk to them ASAP because I want to be able to empower you guys as much as I can in my capacity.
How does your command structure work? I know there's Barrett and Dark at the top. Like, what's below that?
So we have, like the ranking systems like rookie marshal, deputy marshal, marshal, full, I guess regular marshal. I'm still deputy marshal because I just got hired on. Because like, Flores is deputy.
Because realistically, again, not my place. I suppose one thing, I know you guys are kind of rebuilding, right? But like, as we do, we have different shifts, we have ranking structure even within that, right? It's like you guys are almost left without any decision-making ability when they're not around, which is kind of shit for you guys, you know?
Yeah,
I mean, it's hit or miss during the week. It depends who decides. Actually, we usually have Maple most of the week. It's the weekends for shift 3.
Yeah, Maple's solid. Yeah, I mean, I suppose... Bottom line is, anything I can do to help you, Peters, hit me up. I know I'm just an officer. I'm only a TRT op. I'm not no special fucking carp. I ain't the best driver, best shit, nothing like that. But I'm here. I'm willing to help.
I mean, if we can get ahead of like, so like apparently there's shipments of this shit.
Yeah. Oh, yes. This all stems from a shipment that was intercepted, and it was, by the sounds of it, more than likely a shipment of possibly weapon parts. It's a whole thing that might actually be worth instruction.
Like that's what we're trying to ascertain.
Beyond the cargo ship.
Beyond the cargo.
Like, okay. They picked up their stuff in Polito and they'll take it to the Buccaneer Way docks. At Buccaneer Way docks, they were ambushed, and then their truck was broken into and all the shit inside stolen.
Oh, scene. Okay. Fuck.
So, yeah,
Remy's a city cop, really, isn't she? You could just smell it on her, right? She's a city.
I was in a car with Radich and Jacqueline at the time.
You know what I mean? She's a city cop. I can smell it on you, Remy. It's okay. I won't tell the BC. I can smell it on you. Don't worry. It suits you. I like it.
The bottom line. I mean,
shift 3, we all are city cops because we.
If we can somehow either intercept these shipments or get ahead of them and talk to the people that are shipping them, work out a deal or something to where, I don't know, I'm thinking that we somehow get these into the hands of PD instead of crims. That would be ideal. Or at the very least, like, if we could just like intercept these and
get them off the street.
Or know ahead of time that, hey, a shipment's coming, that we can, you know, maybe guard these shipments. At the end of the day, these guys are just doing a job. They're just delivering it to be shipped off somewhere else.
The interesting fact, though, Peters, which I was starting to talk to you about, though, is from the way the casings, blood, and all that set, because I knew where the guards were, where they were there, and then I looked at the casings around them. There was no legal firearms on that scene. The guards were using deagles, at least.
Guards using deagles is interesting.
Yeah, I understand that, but you know they're using their own I guess, private security for this, because I mean they're working shit that's way above like our pay grade.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, that makes federal government type shit.
Yeah. So
They said either
Well,
government
as long as you
organizations or multi-million-dollar companies.
Well, the way I see it, if marshals tell, it's a bit like the army situation we had a few months back, right? If marshals are telling us that they are federal, then we just act as such, right? You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
kind of like what happened to the
obviously.
FIB. So if Doc's telling me he's FIB, I don't question what, you know what I mean? Doc's telling me that, so I
Yeah.
listen to that, you know?
I mean, if we're gonna get to the bottom of all this, I think we're gonna have to like do some unconventional shit.
Thinking.
I don't know, because I don't want to do anything illegal or not being cleared, but at the same time, like, we've been trying to go by the books this whole entire time and it's got us fucking nowhere. And multiple cops have died. A lot of people have died. A lot of bloodshed has come from this.
I don't want to, I'm just going to throw a completely off the wall random idea out there. You know, there's a bunch of us that have a past, you know. You know, maybe some immunity. We could, you know, maybe we could pretend to be fired from PD and, you know, start our own group and figure that shit out. You know what I'm saying? Question mark.
I mean, it's, in my eyes, it's not off the table. But at the same time, I'm
That would
just
be
a deputy
sick.
marshal that
Okay.
happens to be the only fucking shift 2 marshal around, and I'm left trying to figure out what the fuck to do. I would love to do some more undercover.
I guess my
But-
point is I'm probably quite uniquely placed for that shit, being an ex-baller and whatnot. I probably think people would probably find it quite believable that I wasn't a cop anymore, I guess, given my past. But obviously, we'd have to make sure things was all above board and there was, you know.
Yeah.
Something like that could definitely be done if it was signed off by the right people and we thought it would be handled the right way and beneficial. I'd be definitely up for it. But obviously, that's like a snowball's chance in hell, right?
I don't know. I mean, I'm afraid that if we don't start getting creative and try to operate more in the gray instead of everything being so fucking black and white, that
Yeah.
it's going to be the downfall of this entire city.
Well, that would have to be some real deep grey area, blurred lines, undercover type shit, right? At the end of the day, it's gonna, you know, 3 or 4 officers who are all in it together, starting a group who are, you know, for all intents and purposes, to the outside world, not officers,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
be doing some, you know, shit that they do for them to see us as that, right? And to get to the kind of people that might be doing what you're talking about. You know, this isn't a 1 week, 2 week thing. This is a thing you've got to slowly, right?
Yeah. I mean,
Good to see how
I don't want to get too ahead of it, but I want to see this shit get under control. Let us get behind it, because I'm tired of seeing PD getting wiped. I'm tired of coming up with these moments of like, oh shit, we just discovered a new gun on the streets that is 10 times more powerful than anything the PD have in general.
Yeah.
It's just, what the fuck are we supposed to do? And I think also the PD, and we need more people that are active in investigations than just, and less interested in ping chasing. Responding to these robberies and all that stuff is well and good, but at the end of the day, we need more focus on.
That's so hard to get right, though, right? Because ultimately, if you don't stop those kind of crimes, then the criminals just get richer, right? Because that's where they generate a lot of money. And even when I'm just trying to set up a little TRT up, like a 34 fucking call, trying to respond to a drug call, quite often something else will pop and we have to peel off, right?
Yeah.
We don't even have much space to respond to 34 calls because we're always at 24/7s or fleekers or cash exchanges or someone's been fucking karate chopped in the fucking food court. Like, there's very little
Someone said
downtime.
something dumb and got themselves shot.
Yeah, exactly. There's very little downtime at the right time, you know? It's so hard. It's so hard to get the right balance because it just is. There's been so many times I'll be trying to get units together to do a warrant apprehension, and while you're trying to get people in the room, the prison gets fucking 78's call, or there's a, you know, and you get told to stop doing what you're doing and go there, and it's like, okay, I'll do as I'm told, but at the same time, you know, we are just firefighting. We're not really removing the fire fuel source, you know? We're just kind of dampening it, you know?
Yeah.
We do need Denzel back because he doesn't give a fuck.
I'm going to bring all this stuff up to Barrett and Dark. And after everything that I've learned last night, see if we can't try to make some progress and come up with a better plan. But either way, I think TRT, in my opinion, I think TRT needs to have a couple of snipers in their midst, because I mean, marshals can't respond to everything, and we won't respond to everything because we don't want to. It's kind of a damned if we do, damned if we don't situation, you know. But again, that's a decision that's way above my pay grade, so I don't want
Yeah,
to get your hopes
same.
up.
Yeah, no, I'm the same. I just like spitballing ideas. Bro, I'll be honest, most of the time I throw ideas out there knowing they're not going to come through, you know? But if you don't throw them out there, they're never going to come through, right? I'm going to start, this week I've decided I'm going to start pushing TRT operators to start leading something at least once a week. You know, I want to see them doing a 34 call or a fucking warrant apprehension. So I just want to try and get TRT a bit more proactive. I'm going to try and get sign off from at least command and high command in my shift to actually give them permission to not respond to some of this ping stuff so that we can able to try and be a bit more proactive. So like one of the things that I want to try and start doing is getting officers to tag their incidents up properly with class 1, class 2 type stuff. And then what I want to try and do with TRT, if I can, is start trying to thread needles between multiple people, like people who were caught multiple times with class 2s, right? Off the back of that, can we start pushing
There's
other
some of
stuff?
us working on that.
See,
I've been talking to Reddit. I
Okay.
possibly could have if I finish up what I'm working on, like I got my head deep in this today because this came up. I was talking to Reddit. I could have up. I think it was up nearly 6 warrants if DOJ approved them all. Because there's a couple I'm like I can try it, but I'm interested to see what DOJ's perspective is on it.
What warrants? Search warrants or just apprehension warrants?
Search warrants.
Okay.
For properties.
Oh no! And is this through a pattern of class 2? Is that what we're saying?
Mm-hmm.
Nice, fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Class 2s and just illegal firearms because they're usually being caught with a deagle and a class 2. Let's be real.
Yeah, I think I don't know what the bar for proof would be for that sort of thing, but I suppose the issue.
I was looking at least 3 times they've been caught with either a high caliber or illegal weapon.
See, that would basically be, in my opinion, that would be 90% of criminals in Los Santos.
You would be surprised. It's actually not. So a lot of the time, you guys are seeing them shoot, but you're not actually. And we know they have the class 2s in a mass amount, but we've got to catch the class 2s,
Yes,
which
totally.
some of them only have 2 or 3 instances.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like you say, we need a more. This is just another proactive way of trying to get some of that off the street, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was looking at. Somehow I ended up looking at Hades. I came on duty, was talking to Radich, and he's like, start with this OAS and see what you find. People like Benji Ramos, only 3. Raymond Romanov, only 1 time that he's been caught with a class 2.
Really?
Because, and this is within a 30-day period I'm looking at. He's had 4, and twice it was an AK and a deagle on 2 different days. So some of them, because I think a lot of people, because I'm looking at directly if they've been caught and charged, because then I have the proof's already there. I've already got the stuff to build off of.
So are you trying to? I'm guessing you're trying to prove that they're possibly stockpiling is what you're using, right?
Theoretically, I just need to go for the possession of the weapon for the search warrant. I've just got to prove that they have access to it, and we believe there may be more stored within their properties. So honestly, I could just I'm just looking at it as doing a search warrant, say, for the possession. Because, yeah, we expect there may be stockpiling, but why write that we're going for stockpiling when we're clearly just looking at they have a history of possession of this, so it would make sense that they possess more within their properties and vehicles.
I mean, I don't care as long as they go for it, it's legal, right? I don't give a fuck. As long as we're colouring in the lines, you know what I mean? That's all that matters to me.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think with the established pattern, I would think DOJ would sign off on that.
But just owning something doesn't mean you've necessarily got them stored somewhere, though. You know what I mean? We don't know. So
that's why I'm looking for the multiple instances, because if it's more than once, then you can prove they have access to them, so go for their properties and their vehicles.
But
they might not have it stored themselves, but then because I'm looking at the premise as well. If we're not finding where they are, we're still, say you're not finding much from the raids, you're still kicking in doors to send a message that, yeah, we understand you can get your hands on these, and we're coming and you need to be careful.
Yeah, I suppose what I'm saying though is so for instance, right? We know, let's say you're buying the civilian gun, the M1911, right? We know you can buy one of them once a week, right? So generally, if you got caught with multiple of those within a 7-day period, you could easily articulate that the likely got more of them, right? This is the only possible way. We don't know how they acquire these types of guns, right? So I don't know, like, those types of guns weren't really around when I was a criminal, so I don't know if, like, I could just go and see fucking, I don't know, John from Hades, and he'll just sell me a gun in a possession of once and a couple of mags. So I could just be going to John from, I don't even know if there is a John in Hades, right? I'm just using a random name. I could just be going to John every time I get to a job and buying a gun. I still do we think they're going to go along with, just because we caught them within 30 days, 30 days with 3 class 2 guns, we're assuming they've got more stored? That's what we're saying, right?
Yeah, pretty much. DOJ just goes off for like the search warrants, it goes off a pattern or an egregious amount, usually is what you get them approved for. So, like, say drugs, you find them with an absolute fuck ton. Maybe they've only been found once, but you find them with an extreme amount, you can get a raid off that. You just need to prove that they have prove that they've had access to them.
Yeah, I guess I'm struggling to understand what the proof is there.
You don't need to prove the origin, you just need to prove that they've had them. Because honestly, yeah, we don't know where the guns are coming from.
Yeah, but that's
so it's hard to explain.
Thank you for watching our latest video. We've seen what Dee's been getting up to. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a like, give it a comment, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks.
Hey.